Ben Ali's government was considered to have one of the worst human rights records in the world. The regime was extremely authoritarian, especially towards the end of the 23-year regime. It was deemed authoritarian and undemocratic by international human rights groups. In The Economist's 2010 Democracy Index, Tunisia ranked 144th out of 167 countries. In 2008, Tunisia was ranked 143 out of 173 in terms of freedom of the press. In response to the unfolding Arab Spring, Ben Ali declared a state of emergency and dissolved the government on January 14, 2011, and promised new legislative elections within 6 months. But the Tunisian armed forces and key members of the legislature had lost confidence in Ben Ali and had decided to take steps of their own. Ben Ali resigned the presidency at 4 p.m. the same day and appointed their Prime Minister Mohamed Ghannouchi to act as head of state during his temporary absence. In April 1980, Ben Ali was appointed Tunisian ambassador to Poland, and served in that position until 1984. He also served as the military intelligence chief from 1964 to 1974, and later Director General of National Security between December 1977 and 1980 until he was appointed as Minister of Defense. Shortly after the Tunisian bread riots of January 1984, he was reappointed Director General of National Security. On October 25, 2009, Ben Ali was re-elected for a 5th term with 89% of the vote. The African Union sent a team of observers to watch the election. The delegation was led by Benjamin Bounkulu, who described it as free and fair. But a spokesperson from the U.S. State Department claimed that Tunisia had not permitted monitoring of the election by international observers, but that the United States was still committed to working with Ben Ali and the Tunisian government. On January 26, 2011, the Tunisian government issued an international arrest warrant for Ben Ali, accusing him of embezzling money from the nation, and acquiring real estate and other assets abroad. Videos show that he had stashed money and jewelry in the presidential palace. The Swiss government then announced it was freezing millions of dollars held in bank accounts by his family. On January 28, Interpol issued an arrest warrant for him and 6 of his family members. He joined the newly formed Tunisian army in 1958 and was chosen as one of a group of young officers to be awarded training in France, at the École Spéciale Militaire de Saint-Cyr in Coët-Quidin, and the School of Applied Artillery in Chalon-sur-Marne. And also in the United States at the Senior Intelligence School in Maryland, and the School for Anti-Aircraft Field Artillery in Texas. On the morning of November 7, 1987, doctors attending to President Habib Bourguiba filed an official medical report declaring him medically incapacitated and unable to fulfill the duties of the presidency. Ben Ali had Bourguiba removed from office and then assumed the presidency. His accession to power was celebrated annually in Tunisia as New Era Day every November 7. Tunisia under Ben Ali was riddled with human rights violations, especially with freedom of the press. By the early 2000s, Ben Ali was seen as the leader of one of the most repressive regimes in the world. Under his rule, Tunisia constantly ranked near the bottom of most worldwide rankings for human rights and press freedom. A constitutional referendum in 2002 established a 2-chambered parliament, creating the Chamber of Advisors. The referendum allowed the president to run for an unlimited number of 5-year terms, and amended the maximum age limit for a presidential candidate to 75 years old. In 1992, Ben Ali's younger brother, Habib Ben Ali, was tried in absentia in France for laundering the proceeds of drug trafficking, in a case known as their Couscous Connection. French news was also blocked in Tunisia during the trial. In 1999, Ben Ali became the first Tunisian president to actually face a political opponent after the 30-signature requirement was lifted a few months earlier. Regardless, he won a 3rd term with 99.4% of the vote. During his military service, Ben Ali established the military security department and directed its operations for a decade, before briefly serving as military attaché in the Tunisian embassies to Morocco and Spain. During Ben Ali's presidency, Tunisia pursued a moderate foreign policy, promoting peaceful settlement of conflicts, also taking a middle-of-the-road approach to peacemaking. One of his first acts upon taking office was to loosen restrictions on the press. For the first time, state-controlled newspapers published statements from the opposition,